Lord Teverson, your committee have published its report, and that report is titled Responding to the Changing Arctic. How is the Arctic changing, and how do we need to respond?
Well, the absolutely obvious thing, first of all, is that with the temperatures going up there at twice the rate of the rest of the world, the thing that everybody is seeing there is reduction in sea ice, which is reduced quite substantially over recent years. And also, of course, a lot of the Arctic is land, and we have the melting ice on Greenland, particularly, which is causing sea level rises in the rest of the world. So those big climate change things are happening with particularly ice, and that means there's a lot more interest in the area, particularly from industrial companies in terms of potential mineral exploration, in terms of shipping companies, could there be a shorter routes for the world's marine industry, and of course just working out how the governance is going to work and territorial claims. That whole area is opening up because of these changes that are happening there right now.
And one of the main things the committee recommend is that the government should appoint an Arctic ambassador. Why do we need a UK ambassador for the Arctic, and what do you think would be the immediate priorities for someone taking that role?
Well, I think first of all, one of the things we sometimes forget is that although we're not one of the 8 Arctic states that are members of the Arctic Council, we're the next nearest neighbour. And so we have an important role there geographically. We have a strong history of both exploration, but more importantly, scientific research in the area. And so the Arctic is important to us. Not just that, particularly in Asia, China, Japan, Singapore, Korea, India, they're all taking a real interest in the Arctic now as observer states to the Arctic Council, and the committee feels there's a great risk that the UK could be left behind. One of the ways that we could do that is to, and we're recommending very strongly, is for a United Kingdom ambassador to the Arctic. This is not a novel concept. Many other of our, we could call them competitor nations there, have already appointed them. But what that would allow is a much higher profile for us, and for the UK to be able to coordinate its policy towards the Arctic, whether it be governmental, commercial, all the scientific research, enable that to be coordinated far more effectively, make the spend better, but also get that higher profile and make the Arctic one of our priority areas in terms of high North policy.
One of the things the report highlights is that the melting of sea ice will make the Arctic Ocean much more accessible in the future. What are the challenges and opportunities that will provoke?
Well, there's a lot more interest in the Arctic because of it commercially, so there's all sorts of challenges there about the environment and making sure the commercial and environmental opportunities are balanced. The sea routes will change perhaps in the long term, Northwest Passage and Northern Passages as well, but mainly destination shipping in the area. But one of the areas we were particularly concerned about was search and rescue, making sure that the vessels that are there, including tourist ships that are already in much of the area, are able to be helped when they're in trouble. But the other area was particularly fishing, where we're recommending a moratorium on fishing until there is an international organised and set up for that international area of sea outside the economic zones, and we understand a lot more about how ecosystems work in the high north and in that central part of the Arctic Ocean once the sea ice continues to melt away and those opportunities become real.
So the committee have now reported. What happens next?
Well, first of all, we report to the government. We send the report to the government for a response from them, particularly, obviously, the Foreign Office. That will happen, I hope, after the next election in May. So one of the first things on the Foreign and Commonwealth Office's desk when they come back after the election, whoever's there, is the question about Arctic and what British policy should be there for the future. It's then debated in the House of Lords, again in the new Parliament, I suspect, and then we will be following up, I and my colleagues, although the committee is dissolved, we will be making sure that action and pressure continues to make sure that the UK does become one of the prime partners of the Arctic states for the future.